Okay, folks, listen carefully. The greatest science fiction writer to have ever lived could not have written this diabolical tale, all right, that they are actually making happen in real life, okay? Now, you know everything has to do with Elvis and his identical twin who died at birth, okay? And I told you that Trump is Elvis's devil twin because he is the replacement for his identical twin Jesse who died at birth, okay? And remember, I showed you that the words identical twins equals 162 forward and 216 backwards, okay? It's the same numbers, 16 2, 216. Get it? For identical twins. And I told you that Elvis and Trump are the devil twins and that Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday, August 4th in Ohio. And on June 11th in Seattle, there's going to be some type of spectacular event that, somehow Elvis is a part of it, And I told you that Elvis and Jesse were born on 1/8. So you have two of them, right, that were born 1/8. They were born 1/8, and it makes 216. And the 216th day of the year is August 4th, the day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound, which is Obama's birthday. And if you did the dates backwards, put the day first in the month like they do in the UK, it would be 16/2. The 162nd day of the year is June 11th. The 216th day of the year is August 4th. You see? That's my date of my Elvis Seattle prediction. You can't make this stuff up, all right? And remember, identical twin was 162, 216 when you written into the gematria calculator. Okay, folks, let's go down this rabbit hole, but I'm going to take you back out, all right, once we get down there. So now pay attention. So if you went from the first of the year to the day the twins were born on January 8th, now look, you can either put not including that day, because if you just go from January 1st up to January 8th, it's 7 days in between, okay? Now let's look at the devil in the details. And remember, I've been showing you the percentage of the distance between the starting date and that date, okay? That's when I talk about the devil in the details all the time, okay? It's 1.92%. 1.92. So basically it's 19.2, right? And then if we add that day, see, now we added the day, including January 8th. It's 8 days. Okay, now let's look at the devil in the details. Now it's 2.19. So remember, the other one was 1.92 and this one is 2.19. And remember with the twins, Jesse was born first, 35 minutes before Elvis. Okay, and he was born, supposedly stillborn. Okay, so remember, Jesse was born first. I know this looks confusing, but just listen to me and you won't be confused. So on the first calculation I showed you, it was 1.92, the devil in the details. 1.92%. And the second calculation was 2.19. It's the same numbers. Okay? And notice they kind of look like these numbers. If you just turn the 9 upside down to a 6, because the 69 in the womb, when a babies are born, it's like a 69 position that they're in. Okay, that's what the whole 69 thing is all about. The yin yang, whatever, yin yang, I don't even know what the heck it's called. But it would look like these numbers. 162nd day of the year is June 11th. 216th day is August 4th. You understand? Do you get it? All right? Look at that. And check out the numbers that these look like. It would be JFK's death date was 1122, and the word twin equals 66, 66. And you know who died on 6/6? RFK. So RFK was 66. He died 6/6. He died on. And JFK died on 11/22. You see those numbers? And you know, like I said, Elvis was the second one born. Check this out. These three numbers look very familiar. You know why? 219. That's the number of Seattle. 8219. 8219. And if you've been watching my videos, I've been explaining all that. And all that's missing is the 8. It's the 219, right, for Elvis? But the 8 is when he was born, the date, 1/8. You get what I'm saying? So it's 8, then the 2, the 19. And like I said, it's the same three numbers, even in Jesse's numbers, 1.92%, because he was born first. You know, it's basically the same thing. And you know, Elvis turned 87 this year, right? And remember the amount of days I showed you from 1/1 to 1/8. If you go with the first calculation, it was 7 days. The second calculation was 8 days. And Elvis was born on the 8th day. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just listen. Elvis turned 87 this year, and I told you it's the most important year, this 87 year. And remember, I told you that Elvis's number is the 2.19, right? The 219. And Elvis turned 87, right? And remember, I just told you that Elvis turned 87. August 7th, which is 8/7, is the 219th day of the year. And I just told you that Elvis was the 2.19 in the birth, order. And look how many days remain. 146 days. Trump's birthday is 6/14. Look at that. Even that combines with Trump. And remember, I told you that Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th, 8/4. And how old was Elvis in 2019? 84. 219. Do you see? I told you the Elvis number was 2.19 for his birth. You know, folks, I could go on all day with showing you the connections with this, but I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. And by the way, I live in the 1818 area code, because Glendale is 818, right? And you have to dial 1 first, 1818. Anyway, let me just show you a couple more things with this, and then I'm going to keep going somewhere else. But so just remember these numbers. And remember, I showed you that from Elvis's birthday to June 11th, when Seattle's going to get struck, it has it's 42.19, but forget about all that. It's just got right now, because I explained what all that is about in the other video, but it's got the 2.19, which is the number of Elvis. Remember, 2.19, 219. And remember, I told you that Jesse was 19.2 when he was born. 1.92. And remember, Elvis was 2.19. But anyway, the 192nd day of the year is July 11th. And why am I showing you this? The 192 is connected to Jesse. Remember, 1.92 Jesse was. July 11th is 6 months, 11 days into the year. You see? And I told you that Jesse was 1.92, right? There's just 611 connected to that also. Because I told you June 11th is the day that it's going to get struck, Seattle. Okay, pay attention carefully because I'm going to show you something incredible. So now if you add this up, the percentage, look, 2 plus 9 is 11. You put the 1 right here. You put, you add the 1 to this. This will be 11 also. So it's 1, 1. Then you take the 1 from there and put it over here, right? So it's going to be 411 when you add this up. All right? Just regular addition. 411. And what's important about 411? The date, April 11th. Now pay attention carefully. So remember, we're talking about 411, and And you know the date I'm telling you Seattle's going to get struck is 6/11. And June on the old Roman calendar is actually the 4th month. So 6/11 would actually be 4/11. Do you get it? In the old Roman calendar. And 4/11 would be 2/11. And 2/11 is when George Washington, his original birthday was. They changed it to 2/22. But anyway, so 6/11 would actually be 4/11 on the Roman calendar. And you know, April 11th is the 101st day of the year. And if you were paying attention earlier, I connected the 8219 to Elvis. And look, it equals 101. Look at that. The total right here for Seattle. So April 11th is the 101st day of the year. Now pay attention. I'm going to show you something incredible here. April 11th, when you put it into the gematria calculator, there's only one other date in all of the year that equals the exact same as April 11th. Only one date. What do you think that date is? Remember the numbers, 147.66, 204.69. It's going to equal the exact same as April 11th. Let's see the date. And that date would be January 8th, the day the twins were born. Elvis and his identical twin. Exact same numbers, you see? 147.66, 204.69. Now pay attention carefully. Again, now why do I put the letter O on the date January 8th? The letter O is a crown, okay? Like O Lord or O God. It is a crown. And what happens when you put a crown on January 8th and April 11th? Because April 11th equals the exact same as January 8th. And by the way, what I'm about to show you, this equation, no other dates have this equation when you put a crown on it. Only January 8th and April 11th. Look what happens when you put a crown on it. You see? Look at that. 162. 216. Do you understand what I'm showing you? 162, 216. You see, it's the identical twins. 162, 216. Forget the other numbers, just the top number is the same. But for the identical twins, and that was January 8th with the crown. That was the day the twins were born. And I just got finished showing you this. The day that they were born, 1818 is 216, or 8181 is 162. You understand? These are impossible coincidences. And like I said, everything is about the 16-2, 216, okay? Now pay attention. So if you started from the first of the year and you went forward to February 28th, which is 228, pay attention. This is the first time you're going to see the numbers 1616. See, there's that 216s that I was telling you about, 1616, right? And the very first time you see this is on the date February 28th, 228. Okay, and why am I saying 228? So the 228th day of the year is August 16th, 228, right? And August 16th is the day Elvis died. Do you understand? So he died on the 228th day of the year. And I just got finished showing you that the date 228 from the very first of the year is the first time you see the 1616. Because it's all about the 216s. And look, it even has the 16. You understand? 8, 1, it's 816. And 1 plus 6 is 7, by the way. 887. Elvis's age is 87, remember? This year. But anyway, oh, and by the way, Elvis died in the 16th state, Tennessee. And remember, the insurrection was on 1/6. And Elvis was born in the first month and Trump was born in the 6th month, you see? I told you, Trump is his devil twin, his replacement for the identical twin that died. Anyway, that's why I was showing you from the first of the month to 228, because on the 228th day, Elvis died, right? And it's all about the 1616 and the devil in the details, right? Now, let's see from Elvis's birthday where it lands to the 1616. So from Elvis's birthday to March 7th, and you remember I told you March 7th is the 3-7, which is the numbers 3-7 look like the word El. If you turned it upside down, the 3 and 7. El means God in Hebrew. Anyway, from January 8th to March 7th, it is the 1616. You see? That's the first time you see the 1616 from Elvis's birthday. All right? And why is this important, this March 7th, that it landed on the 1616? Because, you see that? March 7th is the 66th day of the year. And I told you that the word twin equals 66. You see that? And that's the first time that you see 1616 from Elvis's birthday, January 8th, the day the twins were born. It lands on the 66th day of the year, March 7th. Again, with the twin connection. And by the way, I just showed you from Elvis's birthday to March 7th. Let's see from January 1st to March 7th. I already told you it's 66 days, right? Which is the twin number. But look, the devil is in the details. It's the 1-8. Look at that. And it's got another 8. The twin number. I mean, you know, they were born on 1-8. You understand? 2 of them. But, you know, it's missing a 1. But it's still, it's got 1-8 and then another 8. You know. So now why am I showing you January 8th, Elvis's birthday, to April 4th, which is the 4-4? And I told you on 4-4, MLK was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived. Okay? Elvis was there when MLK was killed. I told you it's these assassinations that I've been telling you about is all linked to Elvis and Trump. Anyway, from Elvis's birthday to 44, 44 is the kill number. I told you that. It's 87 days. And Elvis is 87 years old this year. And look how many months it is and days. 2 months, 28 days. You see that? It's the 228 again. Remember, I just told you Elvis died on the 228th day of the year. And from the first of the year to February 28th, which is 228, is the 16.16. Everything is connected to them, to the identical twins on January 8th. And you remember I showed you that Washington was founded on November 11th, right? Okay, disregard this part because I want to save this for a different video. Let me skip this. Okay, so remember I showed you this in my past video. So the identical twins are Jesse and Elvis, and it's spelled just like this on his gravestone. Jessie on the gravestone, okay? So, and look, it equals the exact same. So Jesse died at birth, right? He equaled 67, Jesse, and Elvis equals 67. Okay, 67, 67, the twins. And from Elvis's birthday to 9/11, when the Twin Towers fell on 9/11, first of all, it's 8 months, 4 days. That's the day Trump's going to get his head wound, 8/4. But I told you the devil is in the details, you see? It's 67.67. You see what I'm saying? That's Jesse and Elvis, and they destroyed the towers. Do you understand? 9/11. And to be exact, if you go from the exact, his birth date, Elvis' birthday, to the exact day, September 11th, it was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. And 66 is the twin number. You see what I'm saying? It never fails, I told you. But what's super important is this one, the calculation just from January 8th to September 11th is the 67.67. And I told you Jesse equals 67, Elvis equals 67. And on 9/11, they destroyed the Twin Towers. And why is the Twin Towers so important? Because when you put towers into the gematria calculator, look what it equals. 162. 100 forwards, 62 backwards. You understand? Because 162nd day of the year is June 11th. Towers equals, look at that perfect number, 162. And it's got two crowns, one for Elvis, one for Trump. Anyway, you know what equals the same as towers? The exact same? Is the word twins with a crown. If you put the crown, the O, the letter O on the word twins, it equals the exact same as towers. Do you understand how impossible this is, what I'm showing you? Okay? Exact same numbers. But what's important is it's the 162, which is June 11th. Anyway, like I said, everything is about the twins. 2, 16, 16, 2s, which is August 4th and June 11th. You understand? The 216th day and the 162nd day. It's all about the 1616. And I told you the 1616 is the PP. The P is the 16th letter, PP. And if you go forward 1616 days, which is the 1616, which is the PP, it from January 8th, it lands on June 11th, the day that Seattle's going to get struck. You see? 1616, the twin number. Do you understand? You remember from January 8th to 9/11 was the 67.67, remember? Anyway, like I said, folks, if you believe in coincidences like this, then there's no hope for you. Oh, I have to show a very important thing that I forgot to show. Remember I showed you this just a minute ago? So from Elvis's birthday to 9/11, when the towers were destroyed, it was 67.67, right? Which is the Jesse and Elvis numbers. They both equaled, their names equaled 67, Elvis and Jesse. And by the way, what I'm showing you here, see, I'm using, because Elvis died on August 16th, 1977, but I'm using a leap year to get this equation. Watch, why? Because from the day that George Washington died, because I told you Seattle's in Washington, and it's all about death and destruction. So from Washington's death date of December 14th, when George Washington died, to Elvis's death date, but I'm using only a leap year, because remember, Elvis died in 77, which wasn't a leap year. But in a leap year between those dates, look what it is. It's 67.67. Without the leap year, it would be just 67.40. But it doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is that somewhere along the line, it has these connections. It doesn't have to be exactly on that particular day, but, you know, it helps for it to be on that day, that's for sure. Anyway, folks, that's all I have to show. You know what, folks? Usually I end the videos with a bang. I save the best for last, but I ended it with a, thud. It was a horrible ending. But anyway, folks, make sure you watch the video from the beginning again. It was much more important, the earlier information. Anyway, folks, end of video. And by the way, I have some more incredible info coming, folks. This was just the beginning of what is coming. All right, end of video.